I had a couple of mishaps with my lighting, so if you notice any changes, that's what happened. You know, you're doing it on a Saturday night. So that's what happened. I'm doing it on a Saturday night and I got a little verklempt and I screwed it up. Are your coils, curls, and waves acting differently when you diffuse? It's time for updated techniques for our fragile thinning curls. You asked, I listened. Are you ready? Let's do this. Well, hello, my curlies. Erica here, your curl dresser, and I'm doing an update on the Bellissima Diffon Supreme Diffuser review that I did a little over a year ago. You all know that me trying to change my products to lighter formulas has been a struggle, to say the least. One thing that I noticed over the summertime is that without my old hair's density and length and heaviness, I don't seem to need to cradle my curls anymore when they're drying because they're not hanging out from the length and the heaviness of my hair. My curls seem to pop now, all on their own. Imagine that. It was hard for me to imagine back in the day, but for over 40 years, I have had to cradle these curls. And this was a real gut punch, like a real gut punch. I mean, as I've matured, I've had to adapt, and adapt I did, albeit reluctantly and only a few months ago. But I adapted, kind of. I have the Supreme, and the Supreme has more bells and whistles than the DF1. The DF1 has 2 speeds, whereas the Diffon Supreme has 2 speeds and 3 heat settings. That means 6 heat settings when you do it on separate speeds. It also has a cold shot so that you can lock in those curls before you release it out of the bowl. Both of them have the ergonomic design, and that's perfect for those of us who have the beginnings of arthritis or full-fledged arthritis. It's much easier to hold than those old blow dryers. It only weighs 1.5 pounds, or 1.53 pounds if you're an engineer and you like things very specific. The DF1 weighs 1.12 pounds, so it's a 0.4 pound difference. Your arm isn't going to be tired from holding up the diffuser. Your arm's going to be tired just from holding up our arms. The technology that they use in their diffusers is a little bit different than some of the other diffusers out there. Bellissima uses ion technology just like a lot of other companies, and ion technology releases positive and negative ions. That helps to smooth the cuticle, add shine, and reduce frizz. What's really interesting about their technology, their motor's heating element is coated in ceramic and it's infused with argon oil. What happens in the process when you're diffusing is that the air is sucked in through this top vent. As it passes over the heating element, it radiates infrared heat. That heat gets driven through the bowl through 56 micro perforations and 56 diffusing outlets. This way, you have no air blowing all of your little hairs all over. And that creates that halo effect that I was talking about in last week's video. The upside is that we get faster drying, enhanced curl definition, less frizz, and more shine. No more spending hours in front of the mirror, no more struggling to achieve the perfect curl, and no more succumbing to hot flashes in the process. Whether you are a curly newbie or a seasoned pro, trying to get those perfect curls is the holy grail. I am going to show you my updated diffusing routine using the Bellissima Diffon Supreme Diffuser. Now that my curls are finer and thinner and shorter, I don't need to do what I used to do. Time to change that routine. I'm going to do my best to give you all different angles so that you can see how I position the dryer. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You'll want to stay tuned for my dry curls and the final step. And if you don't know what that final step is, stick around to find out. Plus, I have a surprise savings discount for my curlies. And please hit that thumbs up while you're down there. I appreciate it. When you turn on the Bellissima, the ion light comes on. Then you have your ultra gentle, which is your cool air. Then if you turn that off, you have 3 heat settings: high, medium, and low. Then you have your high speed and your low speed. I am starting the blow dry on the lowest speed, but the highest heat setting. Instead of cradling the curls all the way to the scalp like I used to, I now gently separate a section and I use the edge of the bowl to do it. The ends, of course, get laid in first, but then the mid-lengths all the way to my scalp lay lengthwise. And I'm keeping the diffuser lifted horizontally so it's not flat against your scalp. If you like your curls to come forward like I do, lean forward and then place the diffuser against your scalp and then you slide it forward. The fingers inside the bowl shift the hair for you. This is how I get my clients and my hair to do more of what we want and less of what it wants. I mean, yes, our curls have a mind of their own, but hey, we're allowed to coax them a little. Now, there are some places on my head where the curls do need some help, so they are going to be cradled because you gotta do what you gotta do, my girlies. Because the hair in the back of my head is more like my old density, it has those larger curls that are heavier with water and product, and they need to be cradled to get them started. So after about 15 or 20 seconds, I move the Bellissima so it's parallel to the hair as it hangs. Now that the curls are drier, you can gently bring that whole front section forward and then let the diffuser do the job of setting it. Notice how I'm leaving the diffuser close to the hair for about 5 to 10 seconds on my lighter side, but longer with the hair that has more density, water, and product. Moving to the left side, which is my side with more hair, I need to cradle these curls because they hang more than my lighter side on the right. But after I get them started into that tighter curl, then I switch to that semi-hover method. This has been giving me those tendrils that I love about my curls. You want to keep moving the Bellissima and not leave it in one spot for a long time. When you move it, the hair you just heated continues to dry. This way you're getting all areas of your hair to start drying as you keep moving around your head. Moving to the back, you see how much bigger those curls are than even the left side. Because these are heavier with hair, product, and water, I need to start cradling these, and then I move to that hover method. I just keep moving around my hair the same way that I started. On those heavier pieces on the bottom, I absolutely cradle them a lot more because you can see how much longer they are. Now it's time to take out the clips. This way you make sure you don't have a line of demarcation that you can't get rid of. If a piece of hair gets stuck while you're pulling out a clip, just drop it and then pick it up again. That should release whatever hair is stuck. Now you see how much height you start with in the beginning by using clips. Your hair isn't flat to your head. Now just keep doing what you've been doing. Keep moving around your head and keep lifting that hair away from the scalp. This way, you're not letting the hair fall against your head because that won't give us the volume that our thinning curls so desperately need. This is my favorite trick to get those curls all the way to your scalp. Gather them in the diffuser, bring it up to the scalp, and using the fingers inside, you're going to lift the hair and force it to tighten those curls. See how well that works? You see this big chunk? If I don't separate those curls and try to force the curl back in, you're going to see a lot of my forehead. So once you separate them and you get that curl in, you're going to see the final product. See how much less forehead you see? Now, after everything that I showed you, all I'm going to do is keep going around the head, flipping back and forth, and just keep drying what needs drying. And then you're going to flip over once enough is dry on the outside so that you can get to the scalp. And then once that is done, you're going to shake it out, come back up, and ah! We're back with the dry head now. Cheers, my curlies. 6:10 here on a Saturday night, and it's daylight savings time ending tonight. So cheers until lighter weather until next year. You see that I put my clips back in this way while everything is setting and cooling down. My hair's not flopping. It's drying in the upright position. This way I keep the volume, or at least as much as I can. I'm going to take them out without pulling my hairs out. Out! As I always say, if your hair is stuck, let go of the clip and then pick it up again, and you will probably not pull your hair like I just did to mine. And now for my regular curlies, you all know what time it is. It is time to decrunchify. Decrunchify, right there, my word, instead of scrunch the crunch. I like decrunchify. For today's decrunchification, I'm going to use the Innersense Organic Beauty I Create Shine. The one thing I like about this is that they use lotus flower as their fragrance, and it smells so nice. Because it's lighter, I'm going to be doing about 6 or 7 drops. And to decrunchify, for everyone new, back in the day, I would be able to flip and decrunchify and fluff all at the same time. Now it's a little different because as we mature, because I don't use the A word is down here and it's not a curse. But I don't use it if I can help it. So as we mature, we have to treat our curls differently. So now what I like to do is I like to take my hair and gently squeeze the oil into it instead of smoothing it over the curls like I used to do, because I feel like it gives me more frizz when I do that. So we learn as we go along, even those of us who are curl dressers. We have to adapt, and it's sometimes hard because we're stuck in our ways. Gosh, it does smell good, my curlies. I wish you could smell it. And if you would like to smell it, because it's a very light oil, very good for fine hair, I will put the link down below for the Innersense I Create Shine. I'm going to flip and fluff. You always want to gently tussle the curls at the scalp. You don't want to cause frizz. I used to love when my curls were defined, but if I don't loosen them from the scalp now, I look like I have no hair. And that is what we have to deal with as we mature, my curlies. I apologize. I'm sorry. You look nice. That was what my father used to say. You know you have a decent cut when you can come back up and it kind of falls where you want it to. And it's also about how you place it before it dries. Like in my last video, when I said about plopping. Once you plop, you put those curls flat against your head right where they are. This way, at least you have the chance to control where they're going and where you want them to be. Now, I have not looked at it, so I don't know what it looks like. Here you go. Let me know what you think about my new routine and if you notice a difference from videos ago and how my hair has evolved. Oh, evolve. I didn't even realize I made that pun. And yes, I am still using the capsules, the serum. I am still using the foam on my scalp, not every day for the foam. The serum, yes, I do it every day as well as the capsules. All right, my curlies, this is the big Bellissima announcement. Bellissima is offering 20% off of your purchase when you use my affiliate link. The discount will automatically apply at checkout. You don't have to use my code Coils and Curls. You do have to use my link in order to get it, though. This is limited time. I believe it's only for the month of November. I will put that link down below for you. They offer free delivery, a 90-day money-back guarantee if you're unhappy with the dryer, and they offer complete protection with a 2-year replacement guarantee. So if your dryer craps out, you will be able to get a replacement. Like I've said in the past, I love my Bellissima. I have always said no to bowl diffusers because I would see the hair blowing all over. Not with the Bellissima, as you saw when I did it close up for you. If you have used the Bellissima diffusers, I would love to hear your feedback in the comments down below. If you haven't used Bellissima, just leave me a curl or a smiling emoji or flames, baby. How the time flies when we're having fun. Until next week, my curlies. Cheers and ciao for now. I just turned it on. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. You guys know how I hate the wetness on my back. Ugh. And we are going. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification. You'll want to stick around for that final shit. You'll want to stay tuned for the final shit. Stay tuned for the dry curls and final step. Are your curls, coils, and waves? Yeah. It's time for updated. Fuck. It's time for updated It's time for updated It's time for updated diffusing techniques.